What's the best way to kick up any meal to another level? In Texas, it's all about the salsa. Today I want to share with you 3 amazing salsa recipes that are easy to make and super delicious. We're going to be making a sauteed salsa that we use for breakfast a lot, but it's actually great with any meal. We're also showing you what I call a deer camp salsa that I learned to make while hunting. All you need to make this one is a cheese grater. And the most versatile salsa in this video is a lightly boiled salsa that we blend into magical flavors. And it's great with everything. What's really cool about these 3 salsa recipes is they use the same ingredients and yet they're so different and uniquely delicious. All right, friends, let's go make some salsas. All right, now the first salsa that we're gonna make, I call deer camp salsa. I was invited to deer camp with a friend of mine one time, and his dad made this salsa at the camp. It's quick, it's easy, and it's wonderful and delicious. Now to make the salsa, we're gonna use Roma tomatoes. I have 4 tomatoes here. We're gonna use 1 garlic clove and most of 1 whole jalapeno. So we have all these tomatoes cut in half. All you gotta do, lay it on the cheese grater and just grate away at the tomato. All you have left is the skin. That's all you're gonna have. I do like to get as much of that tomato as I possibly can. So we're gonna get all that. You can see, very, very watery. I'm gonna take a little bit of OG and sprinkle it in there because I wanna give that salt enough time to begin to dissolve. And we're just gonna take this chili pepper. I'm gonna try a serrano pepper. These are usually a little bit hotter because I do like some heat in my salsa. So again, just take it. That one might be hot. All right, let's mix this up a little bit. Start getting that flavor in there. We're gonna use this one for the garlic. So you just come over here with your little garlic clove and run it through the grater here. I'd say we're done with this salsa. We're gonna give this thing a couple of minutes, let that salt continue to dissolve. As long as you have everything you need, the grater and the ingredients, it doesn't take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to make the salsa. All right, let's take a bite and see where we're at here. I like it a lot. The peppers are kind of stringy and long. Tomatoes nicely grated and all crushed up. Now that's the money right there. That is perfect. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this salsa. Let's move on to the next one. We've got a couple of more we want to share with you today. Now we're gonna make a kitchen salsa, something that we make at our home almost on a weekly basis. Again, we're gonna use Roma tomatoes because we find them to be the most flavorful. We're gonna use 3 serrano peppers and we're gonna use 3 garlic cloves. Now we're also gonna use some cilantro. There's no measurement, friends, on these salsas. The whole key and the way you enjoy salsas is to mix and match and make them the way that you like to make them. What we're gonna do first, we're actually gonna boil all these ingredients except for the cilantro. Now we're gonna put them into our blender and we're also gonna add a little bit of cilantro. There's an aroma to the boiled tomatoes. Yeah, man, that's something else. So we wanna drop these tomatoes in the blender here. All right, next I'm gonna get the peppers, the serrano peppers. I'm gonna dump these in here. I'm also going to get the 3 garlics. Dump those in here. We're also gonna take a little bit of cilantro and throw that in there. We're also gonna take some of this water and depending on how watery your tomatoes are, you might need a 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup. This is a 1/2 cup. We like to use salt, pepper, and garlic because I love that little peppery kick. Just give it a couple of pulse hits and that's all you need. And that's pretty much all you gotta do. You are done blending this salsa. Let's pour this into a bowl and see what it looks like. And as I was saying, you know, sometimes you kind of got to gauge your tomatoes. If they're super watery, you may not need water at all. This is actually a tiny bit more watery than I like it. I like it a little bit more coarse, but that's okay. The flavor's still going to be amazing. Let's give this thing a taste. See if it needs any more OG or salt or whatever. Oh, man. Good. Now those serrano peppers had a bite compared to the other salsa we just made. The boiling part just completely changes the whole flavor. And this is an awesome salsa. That one makes me want to dance. Boys and girls, if you try no other salsa that we show you guys in this video, you need to try this one. All right, this next one, we call it a breakfast salsa in my house because this is the one that we make most commonly for breakfast. This one does take onions, garlics, serrano peppers or jalapeno peppers or both, and it also takes some tomatoes. Most of the time, we use just green serranos. I'm gonna use one red jalapeno just to kind of give it a little bit more color. First thing we're gonna do is cut up the onion. I'm gonna use about 3/4 of that onion. Okay, and that's basically it. Once we get them into the pan, they're gonna fall apart and they'll cook really nice, and we're probably not gonna use all of that. All right, we're gonna take our peppers, we're gonna cut them into little round pieces like this. Now you can cut them even finer. I'm gonna show you on the next one. If we wanna make them nice, ow, God, the all right, friends. All right, friends, let me show you guys how we would cut this pepper if we wanted to cut it up a little bit finer, which we also do a lot of times. I do not de-seed it. We never, ever, ever take seeds out of our peppers. We're putting the heat in there because we want the heat and we like it. And if you're wondering why I have a Band-Aid, because I cut the shit out of my finger a while ago. All right, trying to show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and get it done now. Let's put a little oil in here and go to the stove. We'll see you guys at the stove right now. All right, let's put this in a bowl here. This is some really nice texture. You can see that it's steaming hot. All right, let's give this thing a taste test and let's see if we like it. This has that silky smooth texture, and the onion is the one that brings that to the table. It's not the tomatoes or the peppers, it's the onion. When you saute those onions, it brings a whole different flavor to the salsa. If you like the video that we shared with you today, these 3 recipes are all 3 amazing in their own right. First one we made was what I call the deer camp salsa. Then we made an all-purpose cooked salsa that is just fantastic on everything. Many times when we used to cater, we have used this exact recipe. People love it. It's fantastic. And then we made this amazing breakfast salsa, sauteed the onions and the peppers and the garlic and the tomatoes at the end, smashed them all up, turned out amazing with a silky smooth texture that the onion brings to that recipe. Folks, I promise you will not be disappointed with any of these recipes. I would love for you to try these recipes and give me some feedback on them in the comments down below. If you like what you see here, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps our channel and it helps us continue to do great recipes like this. Make sure you ring that little bell, subscribe, so you don't miss any videos from Arnie Tex. If you don't want to know where to buy my rubs, you can go to pitmaster.us. If you want to kick up your barbecue game to another level, backyard or competition, go to pitmasterclass.us. Guys and gals, thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys very much. Hope you enjoyed this video. Keep the smoke light and make it work. Boom! When I was a kid, my dad knew some farmers and they would give them a bunch of tomatoes. So what they would do, they would get these big old tins and boil tomatoes in them. They'd have these Coke bottles. Well, they would stick those in the cabinets and the pantry, make tons of that stuff, and it lasted all year long. Every time they needed some fresh tomatoes, cooked tomatoes or tomato sauce, they'd go grab a bottle, pop the lid, and put it in the pan, man. I still have memories of that. And I would eat tomatoes with a salt shaker, and I would eat probably like 20 tomatoes. I mean, they're awesome. If you've never had a boiled tomato with a little salt, you don't know what you're missing, man. You need to try it. All right, let's get started. Enough about my memories.